friends, Lori here. It's about 6:45. I am going to start a new reading vlog. It is the week of May 16th. I'm still in the middle of my middle grade reading month. I'm following the challenge set forth by the TBR and Beyond reading group. There's a middle grade challenge that they do every single May, and I always participate. I was able to finish a few books last week, which was the first week that I was participating in the challenge. And the book that I am reading today is Inside Out and Back Again by Tahana La. I think I'm probably saying that name wrong. I was from the library. It is for the ARIRP challenge. I've never read a book in verse before, like ever. But this is a National Book Award winner. It's won a few awards, and I decided to pick this one up. So this book is set in Saigon, and it follows a girl named Ha. And she's sort of living with her parents in Saigon during wartime, and then eventually in this book, she gets sent to Alabama. I haven't got there far. I'm only on like page 24. It's really interesting reading a book in verse. So I'm gonna keep reading. My goal is to just finish Reagan's reading vlog that I was in the middle of watching. But I don't really have like a set TBR to this week. I just have like, I'm gonna try to finish as many challenges as I can. Listening wise, I am also listening to It's in His Kiss by Julia Quinn, which is the 6th Bridgerton book. I'm also going to finish, well, hopefully, after I've watched it, I'm going to start watch a few episodes of Fate tonight, the new Netflix show that I picked up this week. So I'm going to read a little bit more of this, then I'll give you guys a check-in when I stop reading for the night. But so far, I read about 30 pages, and I really liked it so far. It's really interesting, and I'm definitely going to try to read more books in verse. When I read books in verse, I tend to want to listen to them, so the author's voice is in my head, but I have a physical copy of this one, so I'm going back to reading, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. It's Lori here. I'm back from work. Last night I wasn't feeling my best. I don't know what was happening. Sometimes when my allergies act up, it makes me incredibly, like, nauseous. I don't know, not why. It's like... And Lori here. I'm back from work. I wasn't feeling my best last night. I think it was my allergies were acting up, and it makes me super congested. But I am pleased to report that I was able to watch 2 more episodes of Fate, the Wing Saga. I was Googling a little bit last night, and there is 2 tie-in novels that are out. And I really enjoyed the Sabrina one, actually much more than the TV show. So I am going to attempt to maybe get my hands on those at some point. I went to work. I listened to I have like an hour and a half left in my audiobook of It's in His Kiss. And I'm liking that book. Every book in that series, in the Bridgerton series, has been so different and so unique. Other than book 1 and 2. I thought book 1 and 2 were super similar. I think I'm going to do a Bridgerton, spoiler and non-spoiler review when I'm done with the whole series. I need to do Gregory's book, and then I need to do the Happily Ever After collection, which I've read most of them, but I think there's 1 or 2 stories that are unique to that. But I am really liking that. I'm hoping to finish that book tomorrow. But I am also pleased to report that I did wind up finishing Inside Out and Back Again by Tahala. I cannot say that name. I apologize. I'm bad with names. But La. I really like this book quite a bit. It's the first book that I've read on my own that was written in verse, and I have to admit, I really like this one quite a bit. You basically follow this girl named Ha, and she is living in wartime in Saigon. Her dad is missing in action as a soldier, but when things get bad, they wind up defecting to Alabama and living there. And it was a really interesting look at Ha's life, both in Saigon but also in Alabama, and it tackled so many issues. It tackled racism. It tackled being in a new country but still missing your old country. There's a line in this book that says, "No one would believe me, but at times I would choose choose wartime in Saigon over peacetime in Alabama. And it was just really heartfelt. There was a lot of moments in this book that made me really incredibly angry. There was also moments in this book that put a smile on my face. It was really impactful, and it was very eye-opening. For those that don't know, I'm a theater teacher. I'm an educator. I work in the New York City public school system. And some of the conversations that this little girl was having about learning the English language really hit me. And it really made me think, like, how have I been teaching kids for the past 3 years? Because English is not an easy language to learn. It's actually probably one of the hardest languages to learn. And just hearing her try to gather that, and the people she wound up coming in, her family, and it was just a really impactful read. And the choices the mother had to make sure her family was safe broke my heart. Trying to get to America and assimilate but not forget your own culture for that mom character was really hard to read, but I really like this one. This might be a 5-star read for me. I definitely want to read more books in verse, which I never thought I'd say, but I think I'm going to choose to listen to them. This is also a National Book Award winner and the Newbery Honor as well. I really, really love this book quite a bit. It was not that long. It was only like 234 pages, and they're all poems. But I love this. Really enjoyed it. Definitely going to pick up more books in verse, but also more books sort of just outside of my own experience. I think that that's a good idea. So I'm going to go choose my next read. We're back to having more internet issues. This one is not a lifelong issue. It's my dad. He knocked out the internet when he was cleaning. But I am going to go pick my next read, and hopefully I will tackle it tonight because I have nothing else to do. So check in with you guys after I work out and choose my next read. Bye. Laura here. I'm back. It's almost 5 o'clock. I did wind up choosing my next read. I did like a random number generator, and the book that got chosen was like pick like a spooky book. So I wound up picking Bridge of Souls, which is Victoria Schwab's newest book. This is set in New Orleans. This is the sequel to Tunnel of Bones, which was set in Paris, I think. I really like that one quite a bit. This one I got from Owl Crate. Yeah, I'm really excited to dive into it. It's definitely a little bit creepy. I've never been to New Orleans before, but I'm really excited. I tend to read these books like super quickly. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next in the Cassidy and Blake story. And I will definitely check in as I keep reading. I'm going to probably work out at some point tonight with my dad and maybe do a workout if I could get my internet to work. But I'm going to mostly spend the evening reading along to this. And this is Cassidy's map of New Orleans. Yeah, so I'm really excited, and I am going to dive into this, and I'll give you guys a check-in when I read about 50 pages. Bye, friends. Right here, it's about 7:20. I did wind up, doing a few things, and I also played a little bit of Animal Crossing, which I haven't played in, like, about 2 months because my room flooded. I also listened to a little bit more of It's in His Kiss, but I'm saving that audiobook for tomorrow because I don't know if I'm able to download anything because the internet's down. Story of my life. But I did wind up getting up to page 40 in Bridge of Souls. This book is definitely set in, where is it? It's set in New Orleans. And there was something that happened at the end of the last book that's sort of carrying over. She saw a figment at the end of the book, and it's sort of leading into this one. But the one thing I like about this book is there was a couple of cases that some of the true crime YouTubers I follow covered that was set in New Orleans, so I'm really enjoying that. I also have always loved the main friendship in this book. If this book was not spooky, I probably would have chosen it for friendship because I like that the main character is friends with a ghost. I think that that's a really fun premise. So yeah, I am going to go maybe read until part 2. Part 2 is only like 72 pages in, so I think I'm gonna try to get to part 2, and then I'll check in with you guys again, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. But so far, I'm really liking it. I'm loving the eerie atmosphere, the creepy atmosphere. But yeah, really enjoying it. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more, and when I get to that second part, I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hi friends, Lori here. A little bit of an angle change. But I am pleased to report that we're getting up to page 75, part 2 in Bridge of Souls. I'm really intrigued by this book. I will admit, I didn't read the Dust Jacket, so I don't really know what the mystery is. But it's definitely focusing a lot on her and, what's her name? Friends, Lori here, and back. So I went up reading up to page 75, which is part 2 in Bridge of Souls. I didn't really read the summary, I'll be honest, so I just know that this book is taking place in New Orleans, which I think is a great setting. Very eerie, very, very creepy. It's focusing a lot on Jacob's role in this book and how Jacob's role might be changing. We also have seen characters from previous books. There's also a few side characters in this book that I am really liking. We always, the setup of this book is basically, I don't think I said that. The setup of this book is that there's a girl named Cassidy. She wound up being able to commune with the dead after she was saved by a ghost. And now her parents are mediums. They do this TV show where they kind of explore ghosts. Her mom's a believer, her dad's a not, and they kind of have this TV show, and every book is set in a different location. So there was a big element at the end of the book that they're sort of dealing with the after effects. But I am intrigued. I definitely am. I'm reading it pretty quickly. This book only has exactly 300 pages, and this print is I don't know if you could see it in this book, but it's pretty big, so I will probably finish this in the next couple of days just because it's really, really quick. But really, I'm liking it. Very, very fun, very, very eerie, very, very creepy. If I didn't choose this book for the spooky and creepy read, I would definitely have chosen for the friendship roles. I love Cassidy and Jacob. There's also so many Harry Potter references in this book. I think that's largely because it is a Scholastic property, and Harry Potter is owned by Scholastic in the U.S. I noticed that in the past couple of books, but definitely more so in this book. Really, really enjoying it. I'm going to try to figure out what I'm going to watch. Hope my internet gets fixed. If not, I'll probably watch Scorpion Season 1. But I'll check in with you guys tomorrow and let you know if I was able to finish any of my books and my thoughts. Talk to you guys then. Bye. Here, it's a little bit later. It's 6:32. I did end up getting home normal time, but it was so nice out. I decided to go for a bike ride. I'm just trying to enjoy having a spring and not doing a show. Because I know next year it's probably not going to happen, and it's okay. I'm really excited to do a show, but definitely is a little bit of a time suck, I'll be honest. But I did wind up getting up to page 170 in Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. Sorry. I really am liking this book. It's quite a fast-paced read, I will say that. I'm really liking it. I love the setting. I love how some of our past characters have made an appearance. Some new characters I'm seeing them in a different light. It's very, very eerie, very, very creepy. I love what is happening with Jacob's character. He's changed so dramatically over the past 3 books, and I'm really curious to see where he goes next. But I am going to hopefully get up to page 200 and then give you guys an update. I was unable to watch the last 2 episodes of Fate last night. I'll probably watch those tonight now that my internet is back. It's a process. But yeah, I'm going to go read up to page maybe the next section. The next section is on page, let's see, the next little section. I can't look at it right now. It's probably at the end. Part 4 starts at page 200. So I'll probably give you guys an update when I get to the end of this part. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. To page 200 in Bridge of Souls. I am really enjoying this, where I have 2 parts left. I guess 3 parts left. I'm going to try to at least get to the next part, which is page 250 pretty much. So I'm going to try to get to 250. And then I'll probably check in with you guys one more time, but my goal is to at least get to that. I'm really reading this book very, very quickly. I'll see what time it is. I do want to watch some TV tonight. That's my goal, to finish watching Fate so I could pick a new TV show to watch. But I'll update you guys when I read about 50 more pages. Bye. It's Larry here. I'm back. I did wind up getting up to page about 250 in Bridge of Souls. I'm just going to finish the last 50 pages on my commute tomorrow, and I'm going to bring my my graphic novel tomorrow, Logan Likes Marianne, and probably one more book. I don't know what I'm going to feel like reading tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to probably make some progress on this. I'll just probably pick a random number and I'll choose that book and I'll stick it in my bag. Really, I'm liking this book quite a bit. I'm really curious how it's going to end. I don't ever know if this is like the last book in this series. I feel like the last 50 pages will probably tell me, but I really like the relationship between Jacob and Cassidy and how that has changed throughout this book. I also didn't mention earlier in this evening when I was updating that I did wind up finishing It's in His Kiss by Julia Quinn. And tomorrow I fell a little bit farther behind on my videos, so I have like a couple of podcasts to listen to tomorrow in the morning anyway. So I'll probably listen to Millennial tomorrow, and I'll listen to Pod Saves America. I spent the morning listening to like a retrospective MuggleCast talking about MuggleCast back in the day, and that inspired me to like really take the time and to catch up on all of the episodes of MuggleCast that I've never listened to. So that's going to be a really ambitious, they're on episode like 300, so I'm going to start way back in the beginning and do that, and I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, but I'm really excited for that one as well. But I will update you guys tomorrow and let you guys know my final thoughts on Bridge of Souls and let you know what any other books I wound up reading in the interim. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Or tomorrow. It's Lori here. I'm back. I did actually wind up getting a little bit reading done today. I did wind up actually finishing 2 books. I wound up finishing Bridge of Souls. Sorry, my cover's over there, by Victoria Schwab. I really enjoyed this book. It was very, very fun, very, very quick. Very much in line with the series, and I am curious if this is like it or if we're going to get more books in this series, because at the end of the last 2 books in this series, like, they told us the location of the next book. So I'm curious if this one will be it, but I really liked it. I love the characters. Really, really focused on friendship. Some fun settings, some fun characters made a reappearance, and I really like Jacob and Cassidy's relationship overall. And then on the train ride home, I wound up reading Logan Likes Marianne, which is the 8th book in the Babysitters Club series, and I had to read a graphic novel for the challenge. I thought this one was super cute. You basically got to meet Logan, and I really liked it. It was fun. You got to meet, what's his name? I think his name is Jackie. And in the original series, like way back, like in the 80s, it was played by Danny Tamborelli, which I loved him as a little kid, so he was in the TV show as that character. But Marianne has always been one of my favorite characters. She reminds me a lot of myself. She's painfully shy, and that was a big plot point in this book. And it reminded me a lot of Marianne Saves the Day that I read a little bit ago. I have fallen a little bit farther behind on this series. There's 3 books out that I haven't read, so next time I go to Barnes & Noble, I will try to pick one up. Also, along with my reading challenge that I've been doing, I have officially read 5 books from my TBR, which means the next time I go to Barnes & Noble with my friend, I can pick up at least 1 hardcover book, which I'm really excited about. And I'll probably pick up the other volume. I am going to choose my next read. I have a few prompts left in this game I'm playing. I have to read a book that has my favorite color on it. I have to read a book that deals with friendship. I have to read a book that was released prior to 2021, and I have to read a group read and a mystery. So I'm going to go choose it, and then I'm going to work out, and then I'll probably update you guys. I also did finish watching Fate, the Winx Club last night. It was only 6 episodes, and I really, really liked that series quite a bit. So I'm going to have to pick something new to watch. I think I might do some TV shows that I've fallen a little bit farther behind on because their seasons are going to be over soon. But I will update you guys when I choose my next read. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Laura here. I'm back. It was not long, but I did wind up working out and sort of organizing everything. I choose my next read, which is so ironic. I'm picking it up this time because I read the first book 2.5 years ago when I was doing Willy Wonka. That was the only book I read that month, but I'm going to pick up the sequel, The Firekeeper by J.C. Cervantes. This is a Storm Runner novel. It's a Rick Riordan Present story. This one, I feel like it's Mayan. It might be wrong though, but I really remember really enjoying the first book in this series, and this one is for a book that wasn't published in 2021. Also, I am planning like a TBR game for June, and I did my first roll just to see if I liked it, and this is the book that I chose for that game. So I'm gonna talk about it a lot more in my June TBR, but this is the book that got picked. So I am gonna pick up. I'm gonna go kind of go through my CW shows and see if I can get down my listening queue because there's quite a few that I have just not watched. Also, I am pleased to report my bookshelves will be done this weekend. My ones on my wall. I have to remember to bring home my camera. I also did like a final like buying from my room. I bought a new game. I bought a gaming chair, but it's really just like a scrapbooking chair for my table. My table's up. I'm really excited about that. I bought a rug, another lamp, and like a Harry Potter themed rug, and then I bought a chair for outside. It's a really expensive chair, so I hope we can put it together. But I am gonna start reading The Firekeeper by J.C. Cervantes. I hope I remember what happened in book 1. I might see if I could try to find a summary somewhere. But I remember really enjoying book 1. So I'm going to go read for a little bit, watch probably an episode of The Flash, and then I'll give you guys a quick update. Bye. Right here. Sorry I didn't update last night. I was participating in a Google Meet with one of my favorite podcasts, a millennial, and they have like a Google Meet or a Zoom, I guess, with all their Patreons on a certain tier. And I always participate, and it's super fun. It's just really enjoyable just to like hear about different people's lives, just some people that are like in different countries and different states. It's really enjoyable. And I've been following them since I was in like high school, so it's been a bit of time. But I didn't start a TV show last night because that Google Meet went super not late, but late like for me to like start anything, so I didn't wind up watching anything. But I think my next show is gonna be The Queen's Gambit because it's a little bit shorter, and I'm probably gonna start that tonight. I'll try to watch 2 episodes tonight. I also did make a little bit of progress on The Firekeeper by J.C. Cervantes. It is definitely about Mayan gods. I will say that. There's an element in this book. I don't want to like spoil it, but there's an element in this book that's very reminiscent of the Kane Chronicles, but that plot point is a little bit different in this book. But this is a sequel, so there was something happened at the tail end of book 1, and they're on an island for a reason. I'll sort of say that. And they're sort of on a mini mission to find Zane's dad. And he may have accidentally put other godborns at risk due to some of his actions at the tail end of the book. It's a really hefty read. It's like close to 400 pages, but I'm really flying through it, and I'm really curious to see like what happens next. I had I had a really rough time listening to anything today because anything I tried to listen to, I like didn't download it. I just got a new iPod, so I've been having some like issues with that, but I think I fixed it. So tomorrow I hope to tackle the stuff I was supposed to listen to today. I also was able to participate in a mini convention today, like a daily convention. I got a couple of fun arcs, which was nice. They're all like e-arcs, which I'm really excited for, and I'll probably do a haul at some point. Maybe if you guys are interested in it, comment below and I'll do it. I also am going to ALA in late June. And this next 2 weeks is just going to be a bit stressful, work-wise. I try to have, like my big projects done before we head into June, because June is such like a weird month at schools in general, but just like with everything happening and a lot of virtual classes, I have some senior classes, so I'm trying to wrap most of my stuff up before like this week, and then just whatever I teach for the rest of the year just will be gravy. So I hope to finish my monologue unit for most of my classes. Some of them will still be doing it, but that's my major plan. But yeah, I also watched an episode of The Flash last night, which very intrigued, so I'm probably going to put it on another episode of The Flash and read in the commercial breaks, and I will update you guys when I read a little bit more of The Firekeeper. Right here, I did wind up getting up to page like 115 in The Firekeeper. I'm really intrigued by that book. I remember really liking the first one. I remember reading it in the middle of a reading slump, and I really enjoyed it. I like that the cast of characters has expanded quite a bit. Like, we have quite a few characters that we didn't have in book one. I also always love an animal companion. This animal companion is really fun. I also really like Mayan mythology. Again, it's not a mythology that I've ever really read about before, so I'm really liking, and I'm really liking that element. But I also like that we have a male lead. I've said this before. I think male leads in stories are very, really hard to find sometimes, especially in YA. I think it's a little bit more common in middle grade, but in YA it's really hard. So I try to read a lot more male-led middle grades because they're easier to find than male-led YA books. But I'm really, really liking this. Very formulaic, and this being one of the earlier ones that came out is very much sort of in line with what Rick Riordan did in his first couple, like his Percy Jackson series. I see a lot of elements in this book that remind me a lot of his Egyptian mythology series, especially one element in particular, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm gonna go watch the end of The Flash, and then I'll probably update you guys tomorrow. This book is probably gonna take me all weekend to read because it's like 400 pages. I may read it quicker, but I am really enjoying it. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. It's Lori here. Sorry for the weird lighting. I do want to do a quick update. I just got home from work, which is really exciting. It is a weekend. I love weekends. I did wind up reading to page 200 in The Firekeeper by J.C. Cervantes. I really am enjoying this book quite a bit. It's a little bit chunky, but I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm going to put this book on hold, and I think I'm just going to try to tackle this on Monday and Tuesday when I go to work. I can probably read 100 pages a day out of this. That's going to be my goal to finish this Monday and Tuesday. But I think I'm going to take a little bit of a reading break, and I'm going to read some of my shorter reads. I think I'm going to pick up on my Kindle World Between Blinks by Amy Kaufman and Ryan Graudin, and count that book for the fantasy and science fiction read that I had to read anyway. Also, it's a book that's on my top reads to read this spring that I just didn't get around to. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I will pick this up either Sunday or Monday. So this will be a book I'm going to pick up eventually, but really enjoying it. Really enjoying the sequel. I like how it definitely has some strong elements. Very reminiscent of early Rick Riordan's work, but I love the Mayan god world. I do not know enough about Mayan gods, honestly, but early I'm liking the large cast of characters we're exploring. I love big cast of characters. I actually blame the Heroes of Olympus series for that because there was like 6 to 7 characters in that, and I really like it. I have quite a few things I have to do. I have to film some videos, my blog, my Instagram, my group. I also want to get a little bit of a head start on my TBR game for June, which I'm really excited to be doing. I'm kind of kidnapping an idea from Cassidy, Cassidy Washburn, and like just doing sort of my own game, but it's kind of being kidnapped from her a little bit. But I'm going to plan that. But I am going to film my book haul, my top reads that I think will be 5-star reads for me, and just, do my blog and my Instagram stuff. I did also start listening to Allie Carter's mystery book. I think I'm going to charge my iPod for a little bit and see if I can get it charged a little bit more, and then I'll probably listen to this for the rest of the day. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to go do my errands, probably grab some dinner, and then I'll update you guys if I have done any filming. But my goal is to finish sort of everything so I can enjoy the relaxing weekend. I just got a beautiful new outside reading chair that I'm really excited to test out this weekend, and I'm really excited for that. But I will update you guys when I'm done with my errands, which will probably be much later in the evening, and hopefully I have no computer issues like I had last weekend. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Friends, Lori here, I'm back. It is May 22nd. I did wind up getting all of my errands done. I still am going to go do my Skillshare class and my nonfiction reading for the day. Try to find something fun to watch in the background. Lighthearted, no true crime. But then I'll probably give you guys an update. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I don't know. I'm just got a new chair, so I might read outside. But I do definitely want to start The World Between Blinks. I was unable to start that last night, but I did make some reading progress on my audiobook, which I'm definitely going to have to go run up to town today. I have to go return some library books. And I'm not going to go to yoga because I just didn't sign up. But I'm gonna go do my nonfiction reading, take my Skillshare class, check in with you about time, see what's gonna happen. But I think I'm gonna definitely have to go to the library at some point to go return my library books. So that will be a project for sure. I'll talk to you guys when I'm done with my errands and once I find something fun to watch. So talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's Larry here. I'm back. I did end up running a few errands with my mom. My mom's not home very often, so we went to Barnes & Noble. I did a little bit of shopping, which is okay because it wasn't actually my money. It was like a gift card I had from a while ago and I just never wound up spending it. Normally when I go to the city or when I go to Barnes & Noble, I'm always shopping in the city, so I bought some bigger books that I could just keep at my house and not have to worry about carrying them when I'm going to the city. But I also did make a bit more reading progress on the second Winterborn book by Allie Carter. I'm definitely liking this book a little bit more. I remember my criticism for book one was that I felt like all the secondary characters were a little bit like one-dimensional and like I craved a little bit more, but this book has not had that problem. And I also started World Between Blinks by Amy Kaufman and Ryan Graudin. This is a book that follows two cousins. They go to clean out their grandma's house after she passes away, and they accidentally wind up time traveling. It's really, really adorable. It's very, very cute. I also picked up a couple of middle grade books just to sort of finish out my like reading challenge for the next week and a couple of days. But because it's still nice out, I'm gonna go for a bike ride. And then I'm probably going to read outside for the rest of the day. We are ordering an umbrella for my new chair because it's so pretty out there, but it's just very, very glary. But I'm going to go for a bike ride, read in the park for a little bit, come home and read outside, and I'll update you guys when I get home. And I'm hopefully going to make some progress on some YouTube videos. And then tonight, gymnastics is back. They're doing the U.S. Classic. We didn't have the U.S. Classic last year, so I'm really excited to see where everyone's skill sets are. And Simone Biles is supposed to release a new vault, and I'm really excited to watch that. So I have a fun sort of I had a shopping filled day, and I'm gonna have a relaxing evening plan. So I will talk to you guys when I come back for bike riding. Bye, friends. Lori here. I'm back in my new hanging egg chair that I got from Wayfair. I'm gonna try to film here more when it's not so bright, but I do have a umbrella coming. But I just wanted to say that I did wind up getting up to chapter 7 in The World Between Blinks, about 69 pages into 216 on my neck. Really liking it. I like that we're kind of getting different characters as we kind of adventure in this world. There's definitely a plot, like they're looking for something and they're trying to find that stuff. I like that it focuses on cousins. I think that's a topic and a theme that I've been seeing a lot in books coming out this year that I'm really enjoying. There's a couple more I want to read. But this one just sounds super fun. It's an engaging story. The time travel elements seem super simple to follow, which is not always the case with time travel elements, but I'm really liking it. And I'll give you guys an update when I get up to page 100. Bye. Lori here. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up sort of organizing my scrapbook stuff. I've been putting off doing it. I also realized I have to order some more stuff from my scrapbook machine. But because I'm going to be watching gymnastics for the rest of the night, I think I'm going to take a little bit of time and like actually craft. It's been so long since I've done it, like ridiculously long time. So I'm gonna kind of pick a project that I want to work on, and I have a few that I kind of decided on. So I'm gonna kind of do that and just sort of pick something. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I have like an hour to sort of play around. But yeah, I'm really excited to do that. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll check in with you guys when I start reading. I read to page 100 in The World Between Blinks. Really enjoying it. It's a very, very fast-paced story. The world building in that story is not as like in-depth as I was sort of expecting. It's much more action adventure-y than like world building, but I do like the focus on cuts. I do like the time traveling elements. I do like all the characters that we're meeting. I'm curious where the story goes and how it all connects back to everyone, but I'm gonna go craft for a little bit, and then I'll update you guys when I'm about to watch gymnastics. Right here, I actually was able to scrapbook a little bit. I'm doing my London trip, which I took in 2009, so it's actually been nice to sort of go back and sort of go through everything. I save everything when I travel, like all of the brochures and stuff, so I'm really excited to get back into scrapbooking. But I do want to tackle a little bit more of The World Between Blinks. I'm on page 103 right now. Probably gonna read for about 15 minutes, and then I'm sort of gonna watch gymnastics, because it's been about a year since I've seen any competitions due to COVID. They're even doing it different now. They're having like 2 different settings. So I'm excited to watch it though. So I'm gonna go read a little bit and then I'll update you guys. Probably when my goal is to get up to page 200, which will be like almost done, but I am liking it. I'm enjoying it. I'm finding it to be a fun read, very more action adventure-y than world building, but that's okay. So, talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Here I'm back. It's about 7:36. I just woke up last night. I wound up watching the second episode of The Queen's Gambit, and I also watched the gymnastic competition and saw what the field looks like since they had that unexpected year off, and I'm really excited to see what the Olympic team looks like and who winds up going. It's always very insane. It's like the only sport that I like actually follow on like a competition basis because I love gymnastics. Simone Biles is amazing as always. She's great. And I'm really excited to see what she winds up doing in the next couple of weeks in the Olympics because she's amazing. I also wound up reading a little bit more of World Between Blinks by Amy Kaufman and Ryan Graudin. I'm enjoying it. Definitely like a much more fast-paced story, I will say that. Very, very action adventure-y. Very, very quick. I'll definitely finish that book today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my Skillshare class. I'm going to try to do my Skillshare class inside. I think that's sort of what like knocked me out yesterday. So I'm going to do my Skillshare class, read a couple of, read like 50 pages in my nonfiction read. And then I'm going to get ready to go to yoga. They're also supposed to do my bookshelves today and do my floor and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to get all my errandy stuff done first. And then I'll probably take my actual book and another book with me so I can read it in case I come home and I can't be in my bedroom. That's the plan. But I'll update you guys when I'm done with my nonfiction reading. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's Larry here. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm getting my room sort of finished today, so my angle has changed a little bit. But I did want to say that I did wind up reading the next chapter in How to Avoid a Climate Disaster by Bill Gates. That book is definitely opening my eyes to a lot of things that I just never thought of before, especially we were talking about like plastics and how making certain materials actually contributes to carbon in the universe, which I had not thought of before. I also finished my Thomas Frank class, and I'm gonna think, because for YouTube and especially YouTube and mostly it's YouTube, I have a lot of ideas and I have nowhere to put my ideas. So I think I'm going to start using Notion and see if I like it. I am not very, very tech savvy with these videos. That's just not the way I am. I'm not very tech savvy. But I have been trying to get a little bit more organized. But I am going to head out to yoga in a little bit, go for a bike ride. I might try to make some more reading progress on the second Winterborn book by Allie Carter because I am really enjoying it. It's very, very fun. It's a fun listen. I don't know what I'm going to do today. It really depends on when my room's done. If my room's done relatively early, I'm probably going to like physically organize the rest of my bedroom, like figure out my bookshelves and stuff like that. If it's not done early, I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day reading. And if it's done like midway through, I'll probably scrapbook for a little bit. It just really depends on when I actually have my room back. But I'm going to be gone for a couple hours, so maybe by the time I come back, it will be like done. We'll see. But I definitely am going to hope to make some reading progress and get that stuff done. But I'm going to go try to see if I can figure out Notion. I've got a half an hour. And then I'll check in with you guys when I come back from yoga. Bye. Lori here. I'm back. Sorry for the really delayed update, but it's been such a pretty day. So I've been going for bike rides. My room was mostly completed, which is good. The shelves were put up. I'm probably going to do my shelves next weekend so I can hopefully have a camera to film it because I don't know what happened to my camera. I think it's in my office. I hope it's in my office, or I'm gonna have to make an unexpected purchase this week. But I'll worry about that then. But I also have been making some steady progress on the second Winter Home book by Allie Carter. I'm really liking that book more than the first book in the series. I felt like the first book in the series was very much focused on the main character. And I sort of missed all the secondary characters. I didn't feel like we got enough love and they didn't get enough focus. But I'm really liking this book quite a bit. And I have about 50 pages left in The World Between Blanks, so I'm gonna go read a little bit. And when I get to the end of this book, I'll probably come in and check in, unless it goes a little bit longer and then midway through it. But I can never tell how long it's gonna take me to read on a Nook or a Kindle. So I will most likely finish The World Between Blanks, and then we'll come in and we'll chat through what I thought about the book overall. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely not my favorite, but I do like all of the elements. And I liked how it kind of connected to their family towards the end of it. And I definitely have liked the second half of the book more than the first half of the book. So right now it's probably like a 3.75 stars for review, but I'll flesh my thoughts out when I'm done with it. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Back. I just want to say that I am here to wrap up this reading vlog. I did wind up finishing World Between Blanks by Amy Kaufman and Marianne Graudin. This is actually a carryover from the books I wanted to read earlier in the month or earlier in the year. But I liked it. I would give this one like 3.75 stars. I definitely liked the second half of the book a little bit more than the first half of the book. I really liked how the elements all came together. I'm really excited for book 2. I will definitely be checking it out. And I wound up giving this one 3.75 stars. Also in this reading vlog, I did wind up finishing an audiobook. It's In His Kiss. By Julia Quinn. That was Hyacinth's romance, and I wound up giving that one 4 stars for review. I really like that story as well. Again, as Julia Quinn kind of goes in through this series, you get very, very different romances. The first book that I finished reading, I don't have it anymore, I brought it back to the library, was Inside Out and Back Again, which follows Japanese internment camps. Or no, actually, I think she was, sorry, it wasn't that. It was, she was inside gone. She got sent to Alabama, and the book was written in verse. I really like that one. Gave that book 5 stars. Really enjoyable. I also finished reading Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. This is a book that is the 3rd book in a series. This book was set in New Orleans. Really like this one as well. Really like the friendship elements. Really like the spooky elements. And I hope we get more books set in this world and following these characters, because I really enjoyed it. I also completed reading Logan Likes Marianne, the Babysitter's Club, for a graphic novel that I had to read for a middle grade challenge that I'm participating in. Again, really like this one. Gave this one 4 stars. And I read about 200 pages in The Firekeeper. I'm actually going to pick this one up tonight and try to make some progress on it. This is the 2nd book in the Storm Runner series. I really liked the first 200 pages, but I wanted something a little bit more quick-paced. And I also read about 50% of the Winterbourne House book 2, which is more of a mystery. Had a pretty good reading week. I also finished the Wind Saga, Fate, the Wind Saga on Netflix, and I also started watching The Queen's Gambit. So I'm going to go start my next reading vlog, and I'll talk to you guys soon for my next reading vlog. Bye, friends. Tell me in the comments what are some books that you are currently reading. Bye, friends.